Hello, good morning, everybody. I'm so happy that we got to see you again. I know we changed our schedule slightly early, about 45 minutes, but what we're trying to do is the following because of the fact that lots and lots of people say, hey, can I have the webinar all in English? So I don't have to listen to Chinese and English at the same time, which I said, okay, that's a good idea because nowadays we have more and more people from the state, from Canada and all the different places, really looking for a very good webinar. So I want to make sure that you guys have a easy listen, and that way you can better understand all the stuff you have and better capture. So I thought that would be a good idea. So that's why we moved the webinar from every time now 10:45 to 11:30. So it'll be a 45-minute webinar, but on the hand, it's going to be all one language, English only. So that's what we're trying to do. I think that will be good. Now, Thomas, Tommy, can you just give me a one if you can hear? I'll make sure that I know that you can hear from the Zoom, and I know there's a lot of people from Facebook and also different places. IG is also have same, and now it's live in IG. So if you can hear that, give me a like, if you will, and IG same thing. That would be wonderful. Give me a love if you can. So then we'll do that. Now let me share with you today's lecture why this is so important. Let me just start the lecture now, putting the slides in, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we have the slides now. Is all prepared. Okay. Well, today the topic is important because a lot of the our customer asking why cholesterol is so important to you, and many of them said, "Hey, I'm not even diabetic yet, but why we have to worry about cholesterol, blood sugar, and all these questions?" Well, actually, cholesterol is a very important item you have to monitor all the time as we go older. I'll give you one good example. One of my client who is almost 70 years old, yeah, come in with high blood sugar, okay, and basically, blood sugar was over 10 plus in A1C, and within low tea will help them to brought back down the, uh, blood sugar under 7, but it's not quite to 6.4, but at least under 7. That sounds very good, right? But I started realizing his blood cholesterol was high, was 4 plus. So I said, wow, your cholesterol is high, is like 140, 150, somewhere around. It was high. And, so I said, look, you need to really, LDL is so high, maybe you should talk to a, cardiologist. And I said, what is that? She doesn't know what is cardiologist. So I said, yeah, although your family medicine is taking care of you on items such as, giving a pill for cholesterol, but because your LDL is so high, because it's 4 plus, you need to really look into it and see where is it. So lucky he went. And then he come back, the cardiologist told him that, hey, you have two choices. The first choice is right away go to do angioplasty within the next 2 or 3 days. The second choice is you will never come back. The reason is because his cardiac vessels in the coronary artery is so plugged up, is 96% plugged up. If he doesn't do it, he probably get a heart attack and die. That's why he never come back. So lucky he went for angioplasty, and he was very grateful. He said, Andrew, you saved my life. I didn't save his life. I just alert him to go see a doctor. So that's why cholesterol become very important. So today's lecture is really cover tremendous amount of information. Why it's so important that you need to check not only blood sugar, but also check a cholesterol, and is also check a blood pressure, because all these will be related. And so today seminar will help you to really alert yourself what to look at. And if you have checked it, you might save your life, and you might able to enjoy your grandchildren and be happy. And that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. So today's topic is the dangerous 3 high, confronted with high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, and also, why blood pressure will get after you. So first of all, I'm going to give you some definition and some pavilion, understand what is high blood pressure, what is high blood cholesterol, and also high blood sugar. And then from there, we talk about what can we do if we have this three high, and why health lifestyle is so important. And then from there, how can we could conclude it with some question answer, and that's what we're trying to do. Okay, first of all, very important, we must understand what is high blood sugar level, right? So as you know, high blood sugar level is when you have the sugar, which is called glucose, is high in your bloodstream. The doctor will refer to this as glucose in the bloodstream is higher, more than the normal range. Now, why glucose is important? Because glucose is something that is like your fuel, your energy for your body, which you need to have that to in your cells to take this sugar or the glucose, so get energy, so work on everything you do. Okay, but if you have a long term with high blood sugars throughout your body, that your real problem gonna come, and you have serious complication to follow. I'll tell you why later on. And there are 4 stages, and you will have to understand that. But normal blood sugar level, basically you're fasting. You don't eat anything in 8 hours and check. You should somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 to 100 milligram per ml, or 3.9 to 5.6 millimole per liter. After 2 hours you eat, your blood sugar should be about 140 milligram per ml, or 7.8 millimole per liter. Now, when you get hyperglycemic, meaning you high blood sugar now, usually for mild high blood sugar is about 140 to 190 or 200 milligram per ml, which is 7.8 millimole per liter to 11 millimole per liter. Now, if you're moderate, that's mean you're beyond the 200 milligram, you are 200 to 299 milligram per ml, or 11.1 to 16.7 millimole per liter, because that is a UK system. The milligram per ml is a US system. That's why today when we talk about, we'll give you both systems so you know what to measure. Now, if you have severe high blood sugar level, that's mean you exceed 300 milligram per ml and 16.7 millimole per liter. That's very high, okay? So if you have this, anything on the hyperglycemic state, you got to start looking at the doctor and really looking at what is the problem, what can we do for you? And that is important. Now, everybody go through 4 stages. Now, that's why we're so important is we want to help you on 3 high. Why is that? Because everybody, if you have all 3 high going up, eventually it will turn to what? Diabetic, type 2 diabetic. And you don't want to be in that boat. And I'll show you why you don't want to do that. But the first stage, usually the LDL goes up, which is your bad cholesterol goes up. And then it damages your B cell, which is the insulin that come out with a B cell that takes sugar to the cells. If B cell damage the insulin, no matter how more B cell come up, it doesn't take sugar to the cell. Your blood sugar is continue to build up in the vessels. Your blood vessel will have a lot more high sugar, but the problem will come because the LDL cholesterol and the sugar add together, your blood becomes thick. And very quickly will move you to stage 2, because when the blood becomes thick, it starts forming plaques everywhere. And when you get plaques everywhere, it's stuck on your brain, heart, kidney, everywhere. Now, when you have plaques, that means there's less space in the vessels, then your blood pressure will goes up. When that happens, you will start getting higher blood pressure. And the problem with all type 2 diabetic, that is the major issue. It plugs up everywhere of your entire body. It plugs up your body, all the places, you start forming plaques everywhere. And that's why diabetic is involved, the entire is a systemic disease. Now, when your blood sugar continually goes up, the doctors start measuring you. Every doctor measures the same thing. It's called A1C. And when measure A1C is measured the amount of blood sugar attached to your hemoglobin, percentage of blood sugar attached to hemoglobin. You're low, you're a normal person. If you're over 5.7614, you are already called a pre-diabetic. Unfortunately, being pre-diabetic, you have no medication. Doctor will tell you, hey, you're pre-diabetic, you have to really watch your diet, change your lifestyle. Unfortunately, majority of people don't understand that. They don't even know what to do because of no sign symptom. The encouragement is not there. No motivation. It will continue the same lifestyle. But during this time, this is the most important time that you gotta have. You can able to change your lifestyle. You can lower your blood sugar, lower blood pressure, lower your cholesterol. You will never go to type 2 diabetic. So this is the stage you gotta do. You gotta work with your doctor to help you out to change your lifestyle, drink Lo Shu tea, help you to do all that. You eliminate so many health problem and you will not be all these complications. But if you don't do anything, 3 to 4 years, my friend, is too bad. You will convert to a diabetes. Then you start up a total, really different health journey, and you don't want to be in that boat. Now, why would I recommend people drink Lo Shu? There's only two things. Lo Shu is not a drug; it's only a food drink, if you will. There are two things in there: the guava leaves, which is blocking the sugar entering the blood vessel. And then you have bitter melon, which is increased insulin sensitivity. And so the insulin got more sensitivity, so take it back the sugar into the cells. And take excess cholesterol, sugar, and salt, dump that out on the urine. And so when salt got dropped urine, your blood pressure will come down. So you have 3 high sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure will come down, plus it detox. And that's why Lo Shu tea will really work. And you just got to drink regularly. It's very simple. Just drinking tea. 8 glasses a day, it will work. You will see that. With many patients with A1Cs as high as 10, 11, 12, they brought it back down to 6, 5.7. We saw it in my own eye. Lots of them. Now, we don't just tell you to drink tea. We also program to teach you about drinking Lo Shu tea, eating low carbohydrate diet, low fat diet. We have 200 somewhat lectures in our YouTube. You can able to listen and understand that. And you can exercise 8 to 10 steps a day. And if you're overweight, we teach you your BMI is over 30, for example. You can help you bring it down to 23. And we're weekly free webinar. Anybody can listen to this. It's free. And we'll give you all kind of idea what to do to prevent your become high, 3 high, and also prevent you to get into diabetic. Plus, teach you how to measure daily blood sugar tracking. We have a whole list of things. Track your weight, your BMI, and what you eat, and the blood sugar. All these are free for you, so you should get to do that. So today our lecture is we'll tell you why there's high blood sugar that you have, why you have high cholesterol, and so forth and so forth. So we'll go through all that. So at least you have better understanding. And if you are in this category, you need to start looking at it. So the risk for high blood sugar has several things. One, you're either overweight, you're obese, you have a family history of diabetes, like for example, your mom, your dad, your uncle have diabetes. You got to watch. And then you're 45 years and older, you really got to watch because there's many old folks coming in, or at least young adult getting to elderly. They can change very fast. And then especially if you're high blood pressure, high cholesterol, that means you are already a candidate to be high blood sugar. Many people don't know if you have sleep apnea, you know, where you have a very thick or very a chubby chin, neck, and then the trachea a lot of times is being compressed by the tongue, so you air cannot get into your lung. You can be having sleep apnea, and you need a doctor to check you out, and you might need a CPAP machine to help you breathe, forcing air in. And that, if you have that, your blood pressure goes up, it might even potential of stroke. So sleep apnea, a lot of people don't know. You need to check it out, especially if you hear yourself or you don't hear yourself, your wife or your partner say, hey man, you snore so loud, I can't sleep at night. That is one good candidate you are sleep apnea. And then also you have sedentary lifestyle. In other words, you don't really move. You don't exercise. You just sit there, watch TV. You're a couch potato. You eat and just don't do much. Those are the high risk factor. You most likely high blood sugar. And if you do that, you need to change. Very simple. Change your lifestyle. You can do it. I know you can. Now, if you don't do it, what's going to happen? Well, the problem, you have your risk of stroke, your risk of dementia, diabetic coma, you have a cataract, you cannot see, your eye become blurred, pancreatitis, you no more insulin coming out. The more serious one is you have high blood pressure, and then you will end up amputation. Your heart disease, you have diabetic nephropathy, meaning your kidney doesn't work anymore, and you have to go amp dialysis. Man, that will be the most problem you're gonna have. You don't want to go do that either. You know, every week, 3 times, go to a hospital or wherever you go dialysis, or you can go CAPD, doesn't matter, but every day you have to do dialysis. So you don't want to be in that boat. And then you also, with pregnancy, you have complication, which you call gestated diabetic. You know, during pregnancy, your blood sugar really shot up, and eventually you go down, be changed to diabetic. Now, you have a lot of nerve damage. A lot of people don't know. When you have nerve damage, you really have that sexual damage. You can feel. A lot of people in nerve damage, they cannot feel the leg, and no very limited sensitivity. Even people who start out pre-diabetic might even have some of those symptoms already. So these are the problem when you have high blood sugar. This is the complication you're going to face. That's why I said, I don't want you guys to be in this route. You want to make sure that your blood sugar is in normal level, your cholesterol level, your blood pressure level, so you never get into this stage. That will be wonderful. You'll be very healthy. So first step, treat your 3 high first. Get your 3 high. So now you understand what is the problem of high blood sugar. Now we talk about high blood pressure. What is the problem of high blood pressure? Now, when your high blood pressure is like you have 220 to 110, that's high, right? So you got to be careful with that. So with high blood pressure, the problem you have, what we talk about is, what happened is your blood actually have all kind of plaque that is forming, thickening the wall. So the space of the blood vessels have no little space to pass in the blood. So your blood pressure becomes getting higher and higher. Now, normal blood pressure is 120/80. That is the golden standard, 120/80. And now, if you are 130/80, the upper systolic blood pressure is 130 now, 130. They changed that. It used to be 14, but now it's 130. You are considered anything beyond 130, you consider high. If you're diastolic over 80 or 90 is already considered as high blood pressure. So really, you have to continue watch your blood pressure all the time. That's why if you are 60 years old, it's okay to measure your blood pressure every day to understand where you're at, because if you don't measure, you will know. Now, why the cause of high blood pressure? Now, we talked about earlier, if you have the cholesterol making the blood mixed together, become forming plaque, that is one very common condition for pre-diabetic diabetes to get high blood pressure. Now, second is old age. When your age getting older, your vessel become less flexible, so your blood pressure will definitely be high, because it's no longer easy to expand anymore. It's hardened, so blood pressure is high. Now, certainly there's a lot of people with genetics. You might be not fat, but you have high blood pressure because maybe your parents have it, your uncle have it, your grandfather have it. So because it's genetic, you will also predispose yourself into this condition. Now, certain lifestyle factors. A lot of people have poor diet. They eat McDonald's every day. They eat fats every day. They lack of physical exercise. They smoke. They drink a lot of alcohol. The work is very stressful. All these are going to contribute your high blood pressure. Also, could be potential you have some kind of chronic condition, such as you're diabetic, as I talked about, or you're pre-diabetic. Now, worse that if you're diabetic, your obesity, sleep apnea, all that will actually contribute always of high blood pressure. Plus, you have kidney disease, and then you have all kind of problems that come along with the kidney disease. Your blood pressure will continue to go up. So all that chronic condition, you gotta watch because the blood pressure. Now, certainly at times that also have medication, like some of the oral contraceptive, and also the over-counter decongestion can be raising your blood pressure. So you gotta watch. That's why when you're a certain age, you always watch your blood pressure. Take it once a day, and then once a day during the night. Then you know where you're at. So what is the long-term impact if you always have blood pressure high? Now, that will be most important is your heart. If your heart artery keep going heart, harden, your vessels harden, is all fats deposit and all plaque, forming plaque. So the risk of heart attack is extremely high. Also, the fact that because you all these fat going around, you hurt your heart muscle, leading to heart failure. Wow, you don't want to be in that boat. And also, high blood pressure also caused by because of the fact that, as I said, if your blood vessels are blocked up, then your all the vessels become much more narrow, stiff, and the blood passing through, they go through tremendous pressure going through, your blood pressure going up. With all that, you have a chance of heart disease, you have stroke, you have kidney disease, all kind of problems come along. So long-term high blood pressure is not good. That's why you have to all the time really have to measure blood pressure all the time. Now we talk about blood sugar now. We talk about high blood pressure now. Now we talk about bad cholesterol. Now that's something we'll take a little longer to talk about, but that's important. You have to understand. So there are different type lipid, and you need to know. Now you have to know about what is the HDL, LDL, and triglyceride. The LDL is the bad cholesterol. So commonly people say, "Oh, bad cholesterol, that's LDL." It's usually that's accumulated water of the arteries and forming plaque. When more formed up, you're going to have heart disease and stroke. By the way, all these plaque form out. You doesn't get rid of it. You can't get a tube go in there and say clean it up. You cannot. That's why you want to start very early, change your lifestyle. Don't get LDL to be high. You want to make sure bring it down lower than like 2.5 and lower. So we'll talk more about that. So that is important. Make sure lower your LDL. That is why we'll ask people to drink low sugar, because first of all, we'll attack to make sure you get your LDL to be lower. Now, certainly there's a good cholesterol, which is the HDL. The good cholesterol is basically help you to remove all the excess cholesterol from the bloodstream and transfer it back to the liver to be eliminated. Now, triglyceride, on the other hand, is a fat found in the blood, and it can influence by diet, activities, and they can use it as energy, actually. But on the other hand, if you have too high triglyceride, you're at risk of getting heart attack and stroke. So there are three things you really have to know: LDL, HDL, and triglyceride. So how the cholesterol, how to relate it to the blood lipid. Now, cholesterol is actually some kind of lipid or fat, if you call it. Okay, easy to understand. But you need the fat because it is part of something that is like a food for the body to, but on the end, because they're lipoprotein, they go throughout the body, they give you energy, and you need to have that. But you want to make sure you have which type of fat will be good for you. And especially like for example, LDL, you don't want to really get LDL to go up. You want to get LDL to go down and HDL to go up. And however, triglyceride is a type of fat that can be influenced by a diet, physical activities. So if you're too high of the triglyceride, that will build plaques also in the arteries, and then you'll increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. So you don't want to do that now. So let's go back. What is the standard then? How do you know I'm not good? So your LDL for the US, usually you want less than 100 milligram per deal. Or in Hong Kong or the British system is 2.6 ml per liter. So that is where you want to be at. Now, certain age can give you a little bit more, but that will be commonly what you want to do to put in that range. Remember the figure. Less than 100 milligram per deal is the LDL, or less than 2.6 millimole per liter for LDL cholesterol. Now, HDL is a good cholesterol. Okay, so for men, you need to have 40 milligram per deal or 1.0 millimole per liter. For women, slightly more lenient, 50 milligram per deal and then 1.3 millimole per liter. Now, triglyceride, you need to have less than 150 milligram per deal. And then for the UK system, is 1.69 millimole per liter. Now, also, if you're diabetic, you certainly need to get your LDL cholesterol even lower. So your diabetic, your standard becomes 17 milligram per liter, and many doctors will recommend you to be 1.82 millimole per liter. So diabetic, you got to even have lower, not 100. You have a 7 milligram, because you know why? You have more LDL and the sugar together, the blood becomes thick. You form more plaques, and that's why they want you to become even lower on your LDL cholesterol. Now, but what cause for this high increase of cholesterol going up with people with diabetic, pre-diabetic? Why? Because the fact that, as I mentioned, a lot of people don't realize when your blood sugar goes up or your LDL cholesterol goes up, remember, then it mix with the blood sugar, it becomes thick and become plaques everywhere. That's the holy cause of all diabetes. So you have people with pre-diabetic, it's the same thing. But many of these people also come with certain sort of background. If really, many of these people can be obese. If you're overweight, you're obese, you also contribute one more thing. You should increase the insulin resistance. In other words, the more B cell comes out, the sugar LDL damage the B cell, it doesn't work. So it increase the blood lipid cholesterol level, and that really give you a whole cycle different bad stuff for you, right? So secondly is generic. If you have a history of high blood lipid, cholesterol, most like you will condition to do that. So your parents have high cholesterol, most like you have. And also a lot of people have unhealthy diet. If the guys keep eating everyday McDonald's, a lot of beef, a lot of fat, a lot of simple sugars, which increase your cholesterol, that will be no good. I don't eat vegetable at all. I only eat meats. Wow, that would be bad. So those are unhealthy diet that you have. And also many of these have chronic conditions such as liver disease, kidney disease. Also you have hypothyroidism. All these will increase the cholesterol level. The more also common and is really important if you are lack of any kind of physical activity. You don't move much. You only watch TV. You sit there, and that doesn't contribute. Your whole good, healthy life. Your cholesterol goes up, your blood sugar goes up because you don't move to burn off all that stuff. So elevate blood lipid and cholesterol will be very common for these people. So make sure that you continue really to make sure you do a lot of activity. Walk, please walk. Okay, don't just sit there. So now we talk about defining high cholesterol, high blood sugar, high blood pressure. Why all these are so important? How they work together? Why would that will hurt your whole body? Now, high blood sugar and high blood pressure are usually all that work together, and with the cholesterol, it will leave the blood vessel become all hardening, okay? And the vessel wall will be all stuffed up and the lack of elasticity. So the blood pressure goes up. With that, the heart has to work harder. So just like you have driving a car, every day you have a 1,500cc car. And every day you go up a steep hill, the cars go up. Whoa! It's the heart work just like a car engine. Keep working real hard, pumping. The blood pressure go up, everything goes up. The net result, you overstretch the heart, your kidney is not going to do well. You cannot remove excess sugar from the bloodstream. And then you will continue to go up, everything. So your blood pressure go up. So at the end of the day, if you are diabetic or worse than a diabetic, you have to have time to control your blood sugar. You see, that has become a real problem. Okay. So at the end of the day, if your blood sugar goes up, your blood pressure goes up, your cholesterol goes up, all that go with all the risk factor with your heart disease, meaning that you're going to potential heart attack. And then the worst that if your blood pressure goes up, this is going to help you really have double risk. You have not only diabetic risk, which is the blood sugar keep up. Now you have a blood pressure risk, which is for other things like heart, stroke, and all this coming along. So even though you have not been diabetic, but if your blood pressure already going up, your blood sugar going go up, you need to really look at all the risks that potentially lead to your pre-diabetic risks come along the way with high blood pressure. That's why you need to control really first. That's why we say always control 3 high, meaning control cholesterol, control blood pressure, and then or your blood sugar. So net result, you will not even move to diabetic. That's the reason why we always want to talk about. So we talk about blood sugar and blood pressure. Now you know that's association because when you have high blood pressure, your blood vessel become hardened, blood pressure can go up, all kind of heart disease. So now we talk about high blood sugar and high bad cholesterol. So you have high blood sugar, and then your LDL can goes up. But the problem, the biggest problem, as I mentioned earlier slide, when your LDL cholesterol goes up, you form plaques everywhere, and that's a major problem for all diabetic. A lot of people don't realize that the plaque and form plaques everywhere will move you to a very bad state as we move on, because those plaque forms up, you are not going to get rid of it. As you goes on, years and years stuck, you will eventually feel that problem. Initially, you not feel anything, but after a little while. So major problem is prevent the plaques forming throughout the vessels. So very important. Okay, so now we'll talk about when you're diabetic or pre-diabetic. How can all these blood cholesterol can really affect you? And some of the key factor is that when your blood sugar level goes up, as I mentioned, then you're going to have also potentially a high increase your triglyceride, decrease your high LDL cholesterol. That is very common seen in many people. Then net result of that, your blood sugar will continue to go up, which is leading you more high blood lipid and cholesterol. Now, when you have high cholesterol, like the high LDL, as you get older, your insulin becomes resistant because the cholesterol, which is the LDL, the bad cholesterol, damage the B cells comes out. So more B cells come out, the B cells are damaged, don't work. So become what they call it, commonly called insulin resistant. So more become more insulin come out, doesn't work. So net result, your blood sugar will continue goes up with plaques form everywhere. That's why it's not very good for pre-diabetic or diabetes. That's why you want to make sure you control your cholesterol. Don't let that condition to sort of help you to form all these plaques everywhere in the body. Now, also when you're pre-diabetic and diabetes, one of the common problems, because your sugar continue high, your body will continue to inflame. All the vessels become inflamed. And that is another problem that all the people who are pre-diabetic, diabetic, because the vessels are inflamed. So your diabetic complications, such as including kidney disease, cardiovascular disease, and all the body will start inflamed, and the complication will continue to come one by one after that. And there will be multiple problems. And usually also your cholesterol goes up, that's cause body inflame. So all that will come along. So you end up with cholesterol is going to be, especially LDL cholesterol will be bad for you. And you got to remember that adding the sugar, you form plaques everywhere. That's the key. Once the plaque form, it doesn't disappear. It will continue forming for the rest of your life. Now, the thing is high blood pressure and high bad cholesterol. Okay, what that going to cause? What is the issue? Now, when you have high blood pressure, it damages all the arteries. And there's also LDL continue builds up because remember the plaques keep forming. So the blood pressure also come to form up. The plaque is going to grow. It's going to grow in your heart, your important vessel, which is the coronary artery. Like my friend, the coronary artery get down to 96%. The doctor said either you do it angioplasty right away or you never come back because you're going to die. So that's why you need to do that. Plus, worse, you got stroke risk. So all that you want to really prevent. You don't want to be in that boat. You want to be really keep yourself alert. Do this, you'll keep yourself healthy. Now, so you have the 3 high. What can you do? You said, gee, now 3 high. First, you have to start changing your lifestyle. Eat healthy diet, which is including eating low salt diet, high fruit, high vegetable, whole grain, lean protein. You don't want to eat a lot of steak. You want to cut off the fat, eat a little bit meat, eat more white chicken, lean chicken, and also drink low sugar tea. Low sugar tea will definitely lower your 3 high. Now, you also have to maintain a healthy weight, because when you're high weight, you will increase your insulin resistance. You have to lower your weight, give yourself high, the low body weight that maintain your 3 high. Now, you have to always regular exercise. Regular exercise activity can give you like brisk walking. The important, just walk or step master. If you can swim, you can. Important, quit smoking, alcohol consumption. Please don't drink too much. Maybe 1 glass of white wine, that's good enough. Also, a lot of people ignore stress. When you are stressed, it also increases your blood pressure, and all kind of problems that come with the high blood pressure. So you want to make sure that always relax yourself. You're stressed, take deep breathing, and you were able to very quickly lower your blood pressure. So when you have all that, low sugar definitely help you to pre-diabetic and diabetes and your 3 high, because it lower your blood pressure, lower your blood sugar, lower your LDL cholesterol. Net result of that, you will be actually lower that 3 high. So if you lower that 3 high, you will never get into the area like the pre-diabetic diabetes. That's why we'll now stress everybody say, hey, let's start with go lower. But you say, hey, I'm already diabetes. No problem, because when you drink low sugar tea, you can still from there, when your A1C is 10 plus, you can still lower your blood sugar all the way to A1C down to 6, 5.7. I saw it with my own eyes. But you have to work at it. It's not only drinking the tea, but you have to exercise, you have to measure blood sugar, you have to lower your weight. You have to continue to measure, your vitals, so that way you can able to work on your exercise, your weight, and your diet. If you do that, drink low sugar tea, it will give you that kind of result. So you can lower your high blood pressure, bad cholesterol, and also blood sugar. And net result, after you change lifestyle, you will not have all the diabetic complication you will have. Man, you will see your grandchildren. Isn't that wonderful? That's what we want to do, man. Okay, so in conclusion, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and high blood cholesterol, each of that will give you all kind of harmful effect to you. And with that, you need to really change your lifestyle to eliminate that risk. Now, first of all, you might say, well, yeah, good. You have to recognize why this high blood sugar is there, high blood pressure there, high cholesterol there. So you need to know, you have to measure yourself. Am I high blood pressure? You have to poke your finger, or am I high blood sugar? And you have got the doctor, if my cholesterol is high, you have to take intervention. You have to talk to them. What can I do? Maybe I have medication for high blood cholesterol. Drink low sugar tea. I have to exercise. Now, when you manage your diet properly, you exercise, plus your medication, you can able to control your 3 high. Now you can able to basically better prevent you from all the future bad health consequences like heart attack, kidney disease, dementia, stroke, high blood pressure, change diabetic. Wow, all that good stuff. You can do it, man. If you can able to lower your 3 high, you are eliminate all that complication and health costs. In U.S. is $20,000 a year. If you talk about 20 years, you can buy a house. So you don't want to be in that boat. Spending medications, all that, right? So really, at the end of the day, I know you can do it. You understand what this interaction with all the bad thing is 3 high will do for you long term to get a good health. So you got to understand all that together, prevent the 3 high, and then you got to take good habit of make sure that you have enough exercise, good dieting, weight control, listen to the webinar, drink low sugar tea, and measure blood sugar all the time. With this knowledge base, you can be healthy. And with regular checkup, I'm sure you can live long, 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 and you can see all your grandchildren with no suffering. And that's why I'm giving you all this free webinar for you to understand, and so you can able to be healthy all the time. Okay, thank you very much. I hope that if you have any question, write to me, andy@wafong.com, ANDY@WHFONG.com. Andy, ANDY@wafong.com. And or you can WhatsApp us if you want to. Our WhatsApp number is 6792. We have also this Hawaii contact here, because I know where a lot of people from Hawaii listen to this US. You can also look at our Hawaii information and go for loshu.com, communicate with us. But write to us. We will answer your question. And I wish you all healthy, and we love to work with you. We have all these patients now who write to me all the time to ask, gee, really you're helping us all the time. Thank you very much. I hope you have a nice weekend, and looking forward to work with you. Aloha. Thank you.